Good morning, everyone, and welcome. We are so excited and so proud to be here today. On behalf of the staff and the board of Together for Children, we thank you for coming and attending this 2024 Voices of Empowerment Leadership Symposium. So my name is Cindy Rojas Rodriguez, and I proudly serve as the executive director of this wonderful organization. But the mission of our organization is to help build, maintain a competent, capable, and stable early childhood workforce that provides high-quality services for children and families facing barriers. So we're very proud of our mission, and we're very proud of the board that support us. Some of you, well, probably the South Texas group knows, because last night I sat with them and boo-hooed. I hope I got all the tears out. But one of the things that I shared with them, and I share with all of you, is Together for Children, our staff, we have been dreaming for so many years to come to this area, to come to South Texas to serve you. And so, you know, when TWC said, you know, pick 3 workforce boards, we were so happy that we selected you. And we're so honored that and privileged that you have allowed us to work alongside you. Now I'd like to introduce our MC for today, and she's our good friend, LaShonda Brown Hollis. LaShonda and I have been friends. Our little boys used to play together. My little boy is now 27. So LaShonda, we go back, way back. And LaShonda has been at just about every event that we've had, has been our MC. And we just thank her for joining us today again to be our MC and also our keynote speaker for the afternoon. Thank you, LaShonda.
I also provide comedy for the show. If you guys didn't know, if this is your first time, I do a couple of jokes. Y'all can't see all the chords, can you? No? Okay, you look great. Okay. Well, I'm excited to be here, excited to be in South Texas, and very excited to be part of the early childhood sphere. I've worked in early childhood for over 25 years. I've been a classroom teacher. I've been a director, associate director, executive director for Texas AEYC. And that was when I first met Phyllis Jack Moore. She was such a inspiration. I was a green thumb coming to Austin, Texas from Dallas and didn't know anything. And Phyllis Jack Moore, she had this program called I Am Your Child, where she really was, there were brochures and calendars that were sent to every first-time mom in the hospital. So that was my first experience with Phyllis Jack Moore, and just so excited and so proud. You've impacted my career along with thousands of others across the country. So thank you so much. We will have a special awards presentation for Phyllis Jack Moore. And then we'll have 3 representatives from each of the boards to come up and share their perspective of the program.
We at Together for Children, we value all of the partners that support quality early childhood programs, the Texas Workforce Commission, Child Care Division, the local workforce boards, Brian Pearls Foundation, and the Together for Children board. Each year during the symposium, we take the opportunity to recognize an individual who has made outstanding contributions to our field. The Texas Early Childhood Champion Award recognizes visionaries whose work promotes excellence in the early childhood education and empowers early childhood leaders. This year's recipient is a giant in our field. Her distinguished career spans 60 plus years, and like many And like many of us, she started as an elementary classroom teacher and continued her career serving as the Early Childhood State Staff Development Coordinator for North Carolina State Public School Program, Child Development Specialist with the Texas Department of Human Resources, Child Care Program Coordinator with North Texas State University, an instructor at Tarrant County Junior College. Phyllis served also as President for Resources for Children, Inc., Assistant Executive Director for Work Family Programs, Campaign for Children, First Texas Counselor for Campfire, Consultant for Work Family Clearinghouse with the Texas Workforce Commission, Work Family Strategist at First Texas Council of Campfire, Project Coordinator, she's telling me to stop, Project Coordinator at the University of North Texas, and Private Consultant, National Speaker. And we're proud to say that she serves on the Together for Children Board of Directors. So, as you can see, her work has impacted countless children and families throughout our state. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing the 2024 Texas Early Childhood Champion for outstanding support of early childhood leadership. So Phyllis Jack Moore, come on up.
She made me really tired.
Well, what would you think about being up here yourself? What are you going to say? You just don't know what to say. And I'm speechless for one thing. That doesn't happen often, does it? I feel really humbled, but I especially feel honored. I know Brian and the other person, who was the other person? Julio. Yeah, that's right. You know, you just don't expect that. So I'm very appreciative. And after you've been retired for a while, honestly, you do not think you're going to get an award anyway. You're at home cleaning or whatever you do. But I bet you folks feel the same way as I do about these people. They are just the very best, you know. They just have got so much skill and so much love for whatever they're doing. Like they said, they don't really want to retire, but then again, maybe someday. Anyway, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you're here and what you're doing, because we just are here to celebrate you today. And I know all of you feel the same way about the fact that you're part of the Texas Child Care Leadership Academy. It's really an honor because there's just so much that they do and have done and are growing still, which is wonderful. And it's not easy to leave your center, is it? You know, because when you walk out the door, you think something terrible is going to happen while you're gone, for one thing. And you know, you just think, I can't do one more thing. And yet you have. So we're here to celebrate you for that. And I want to thank Brian Pearls for what he's done for this organization. There were some times when you didn't know how you were going to put on a symposium like this. And Brian Pearls would step up and help us. So let's just give him a hand. Reagan Miller, who is the director of the program that funds this, is not here today, but we want to honor them as well, the Texas Workforce Commission, because they have seen you as a workforce group, which is wonderful, and that's exactly who you are, is people there who can take care of the children while their parents work. So, and provide great leadership to them as well. So, I know you've gotten great leadership skills. I know these women and have for a very long time. But I want to add 3 words to that for them. This is something that my husband developed for his workforce. And I thought, I'm giving it to this workforce today because we all need this. They're the ICE principles. Now you know that I can't ever get up and talk or work with anybody without having something that is development that we would use with young children. Because we adults need to learn too, but hands-on, don't we? So this is what we're doing today. And these ICE principles are here for us. And this one, the first one, is an I. An I for integrity. Integrity. And I've made up a definition for integrity, and I want to read it to you here. It's simple. Integrity is using sound judgment that is honest and of good value. People believe in you, and so what they want then is they know they're going to get good advice from you. And so they know you're honest and that you are, and what you say is going to be of good value. So integrity. Why? Where was that one? This one? Oh, well, whatever. And this one is for, what's the next in ICE? C. So number C here. C is for credibility. Credibility, which is knowing who you are and having respect for yourself. People count on you to be reliable, time after time after time. I see some head shaking. You know that's true. So remember the C. And then the last one is E for empathy. And oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And here we go for this one. This one is for empathy, and the definition I've written for this one is understanding the needs of others and just being there for them that brings them comfort. You don't have to say anything, you don't have to do anything. They just need to know that they matter to you and that you care. So, overriding then all your skills, everything that you know about how to do anything, really are the ICE principles. And probably you have some other principles as well. But these, what was the first one? Integrity. Second one? Credibility. Third one? Empathy. All right. Thank you so much. So I bet you won't remember what I said, but you don't remember those 3 classes. But that's who we are. We're people that work with kids and got to have our little props with us. Anyway, your work is more than just managing your school or your center. It's really about our relationships. It's about the people you come in contact with. Who are they? The staff, the parents, the children, your neighborhood, your school's in a neighborhood. You have to know those folks. It's community services, people that you have help you with different parts of what's going on in the school. And it's also about your family and friends as well, because you take your center home with you sometime, and the ICE principles are going to help you there as well at home. So remember to keep the ICE principles, put them in your toolbox with all this other wonderful stuff that they've given you, and just know I'm going to keep them in my toolbox too. And I want to thank you for letting me be a part of this celebration for you and honor you today. And I wish you the very best of everything along this wonderful career that you've chosen of early education. It is, I thought it was 40 years. She's telling me it's 60. So at any point, I'm glad you've chosen it. I loved it, and I'm still a part of it with these folks. So thank you all very much for this applause.
So we're not done yet. So I think I have to read this because I get emotional. Phyllis, thank you for the difference that you've made over the years in the early childhood field. And a special thank you for the difference that you've made in all our lives. Okay. So we're not sure that you fully understand just how much you inspire us. You have been our hero, our cheerleader, and, okay, yeah. And even when times were really tough for us as an organization, you were right there with us, leading us on and giving us advice in the middle of the night sometimes, right? You know, I guess that the way that we want to just express our thanks is by a song.
Oh my gosh. Yes, we did. We got to show it off. Oh my goodness. You're not going to believe it.
Stepping cold there in the shadow, to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. That's your way.
Oh my goodness.
You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're a hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath our wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath our wings. Did
sent them a note or a letter, email, whatever it was, not too long ago about they all wore capes and that they were all heroes because they could wear the hero capes. And look what they did, guys. They did. I mean, it was just like a 2 or 3 little line thing that I just love them and think they are all heroes. And so consequently, I've become one of them.
Well, we just want to wrap by saying, Phyllis, you inspire us to levels that you don't even know. When we come back from training and we're on the road and we get back and we give her a call and she's just so uplifting and inspiring, and so thank you for everything that you do for us. You are our heroes, but you know what? Look at all these capes up there. You've empowered us to be heroes in our own lives. So thank you so much.
Phyllis's comment, she talked about community and relationships, and that's what this work is about. It's about relationships and building on those relationships in order to help support the workforce and also our youngest citizens in this great state of Texas. The leaders that we honor today have undergone a rigorous training program. So I know you guys, this is almost longer than having a baby. 10 months. So we know that something has been birthed in this new process. And so we look forward to hearing more and being able to celebrate. Today I kind of titled, I don't know if I gave it a title, but I'll tell you what I thought about as I begin to think about inspiring excellence. Now I could give you the definition of inspire. I will say, y'all, I've upgraded, so I'm using an iPad now. So I'm trying to navigate between my iPad and my paper. But when I really thought about it, inspiring excellence is to make someone feel that they want to do something and they can do it. Well, you guys have already completed this program. You made the commitment. You started 10 months ago. You put in the application. Not only did you put in the application, you also put in the work. And that was over and above everything that you already are doing on a daily basis. I know what it's like to be a director. I've hidden my lunch underneath the counter because someone's coming, and then later that day you go back and you're like, oh, I forgot to eat today. So I understand that. I understand when you have to put on that cake and you have to be the bus driver. How many of you done that? Bus driver, the plumber, right? Have to go outside and help direct the traffic. Come on, I hear it. Anybody else? Who else? The cook, the van driver? We know. So I know that you guys have been inspired. You're dedicated to this field. You're dedicated to what it is that you do every day. And so the image that I got was blowing glass. You know, there was a lot of symbolism in the glass picture. And so I thought about, at the beginning, I thought about all of the broken pieces. You know, many of you, as you're in your centers, you have different pieces. There are different shapes. You have different staff. You have different family compositions. There are different skills and talents that everyone brings to your organization. I looked at the kiln. The kiln kind of represents these fiery or these sometimes can be hard situations that you go through as being a director. But yet you persevere. You keep working at it. You begin to mold and you begin to shape. This glass blower, he used, I would say, every fiber of his being. He not only used his hands, but he used the actual breath. So even as you're working with the early childhood professionals in your building, whether you're working with parents, You're breathing life into them. You're inspiring them to go beyond where they've never gone before. I thought about how the different colors that were being added to the glass. You know, first it started out, it was just clear. But it was only when the colors were added, the diversity was added, that you begin to see this beautiful picture being created. So the one thing that I noticed about that glass maker is that he kept going, no matter what. He never slowed down. And I can say that is for you. You never slow down. You'll always keep going. I know y'all right now, y'all are looking at those cell phones and just waiting, you know, just on the go and ready to respond to whatever. You are to be celebrated. You are inspiring. You create a masterpiece every day. As one thing I really appreciated and really loved about being a center director is that no day was the same day. No day is the same day. Every day is a new day. Every day is a new beginning. And my hope and my wish for you is that you'll continue to create beautiful masterpieces that will show forth in your communities and in the lives of those that you serve. Thank you so much for your commitment. I'm excited for you and all that you've accomplished over these last 10 months. So we are going to actually, this is probably my favorite part of the program. We get an opportunity to hear from the Academy participants. So I think we have 3 participants, and I'm going to call you all out, and then you can come up in order. We have Karina Levin. She is from Lower Rio.
Thank you all, definitely. Y'all have really inspired. This academy has been, we can really sense your passion and your commitment to early childhood, and that needs to flow over into our communities. And meeting the other center directors, the owners, has really helped us establish a good sense of community. And now we have resources that we didn't have necessarily available, getting to know these ladies. It's not a competition, it's all of us working together to build stronger communities because of the children that we're serving and the families. And the need is so great that we really need to take that and keep this going and keep that passion and empowering our staff as well to continue because we're so critical at an early age. These children are with us probably almost as much as 8 hours, 10 hours a day. So the impact that we have, you have that love and that passion that you want to teach and have them carry over. A lot of these kids actually teach their parents from what we're teaching them there. So I just want to say thank y'all for this opportunity, and it has been long overdue for the Valley. I think we need it, but I think we're going to get the ball rolling and get our Texas workforce, get them our commission, get them on the ball and get us helping us to continue this. But thank y'all so much.
My name's Leti Mate, we're from the Middle Rio, and I speak on behalf of all the section. We have been getting to know each other more, but I told them, let's share notes, and I speak on behalf of all of us. But I don't have any trouble as to where do I begin. This has been amazing. I recall so vividly that first time that we met. It was just overwhelming, but yet when it was all done, I was just eager, hungry, and excited for more. I did not regret 1 second of getting together and just knowing what was about to take place. So with that being said, Kathy, Belinda, Cindy, you're amazing. You are amazing. Again, this is on behalf of all of us. You have empowered us. You have made us feel valuable. And you have allowed us to see a clear vision again. Thank you. Our confidence has increased, and we have renewed our strength towards our commitment to the early childhood leadership. And in the field that we are in, we have no regrets after this whole 10 months. And I love what I heard, longer than a pregnancy. So, yes, it was amazing. So furthermore, you have injected into us the vision, and you are the voice of these authors who wrote these books. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, because I know it took some time for them to write them, but yet what you did with that material to us, it was amazing. So we are now bold enough to say that our leadership has increased. We are not just in one boat, because that's how we saw each other. In one boat, stirring in the same direction, going towards the same place, realizing that we all face the same obstacles. We're not alone, we're here to help each other. But I tell you, Belinda, and I tell you, Kathy and Cindy, that now we leave as being captains of a ship. Stirring that ship as captains with all of our staff in it.
Wow.
And my desire, and our desire, is to now go back to our centers and empower those individuals that we have and we believe in. And we want to empower our staff with competence, commitment, and collaboration, and fulfill a peak performance. So here it is, ladies. From all of us to you, you have fulfilled your mission. And now it's time to bid you all goodbye. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Camelia Benavides Esteroray, and I am the owner and one of the directors of Children's Fountain of Knowledge. And I am honored to be representing the South Texas workforce of professional learning community. Because now, when the Leadership Academy came, it was just different centers. But they're leaving a professional learning community behind. This is their legacy. We were working, everybody was working by themselves, all of us working on the same type of problems, but by ourselves. And now we have this great support group. And with their great leadership, I'm being redundant, but it's a leadership academy. And with this great opportunity that we have been given to learn, yesterday, they told us to think about 3 different ways in which we were adaptive leaders. And I was taking notes of everything that every director wanted to say, everything that each one of us was learning. I'm going to share some of these because I don't want to be just me. I want to share everything that we had to say from the South Texas workforce, a professional learning community. And first of all, the changes as individuals that we notice are, we learn to listen to our educators in order to meet their needs. Yes, this was accomplished through the EQUIS, the Early Childhood Work Environment Survey. And I'm going to be very honest, as I mentioned before, it was very scary to see those results, to see where we had our weaknesses. But also, we kind of knew where we had those, where we were weak at, but we needed to see it. And not only were we given these EQUIS, but we were also given a grant to improve these weaknesses. So that was great, and I'm sure that all of you were able to see those boards where we applied these grants, where our centers were transformed, where our surveys were improved, our points, and that was awesome to see. Even when we had half a point improvement, that was great because we were improving, and that's what we want to do. That's what we want to continue doing. Another comment was that it made us realize that when we recognize our staff, they tend to stay with us. And that was one of our areas where we were really struggling, staff retention. Our staff was leaving, back and forth. We were having so much turnaround of staff that we were like in so much stress. But when we learn these, now that we're recognizing our staff, they're staying with us longer. So that is empowering us to go the second step, to go even higher for our little ones. It's giving consistency to our little ones. And this is, research says that there should be consistency at the learning centers because sometimes they don't have this at home. So we have to provide it for them. And another point that was brought to us is that we learn to delegate responsibilities to our staff. Instead of trying to be perfectionists and try to do everything by ourselves, we started delegating. And when we delegated, we gave control. It was like, we were like, how can we do it? But we were able to do it. And you know what? Our staff felt empowered. And so that helped us tremendously. But honestly, we wouldn't have done it without this Leadership Academy. We were so afraid of doing that. We also learned to be guide leaders and to hold their hands, because sometimes it is hard to change. It is hard to achieve all these goals that we have. Second of all, the organizational changes that we implemented in our centers were the climate improved through our staff meetings. We were trying to learn from all our trainings, and we noticed that every time that we would walk into a training, Cindy, Kathy, and Belinda would have a very nice setting. They would take care even of the air. They would put air fresheners, the music. It was like we were going into a spa. And we're like, we were there to learn. So, and then they would actually ask us, do you have any celebrations? So that was like, oh, they care about us. So that helped us to learn and do the same at work. We also changed, we usually use, in our case, we use a classroom, so we changed it, we put air fresheners within the lights, we put music, we put candy, and also games. We copied some of the games. And believe me, it was like teachers, now they're looking forward. When are we having a staff meeting? When before they were making up excuses not to come. So we have learned so much through them. And so we are making organizational changes as well. We also learn in this academy to invest in our teachers. So we improve our teacher lounges, and in some cases, they even bought blenders, coffee makers, coffee machines, tablets, bulletin boards, among other things. And it made us realize that the staff is the priority. Because if we want our centers to be successful, then our staff has to be our priority. Thirdly, the systems change that we implemented in our centers were that we learned to share the decision making with our staff. When we're hiring, it's not only the director saying, okay, you're hired or not. Now we bring the teachers too. You know what? And the employee goes and has a conference with them. And they observe a class, but they're also being observed. And then we come around and we say, okay, what do you think? And believe me, a lot of the times when you give them that power, and when it comes back to say, okay, we need to train this teacher. Oh, she's not trained. Oh, wait a minute. You hired her. You made that decision. It wasn't my decision. So we know that it was a collaborative decision. And they like it because now they feel that they have part in this important decision of our center when we are hiring personnel. Another one of our organizational changes that we were adding is that we implemented our centers. Hold on, I lost my train of thought. We share the personal celebrations. One of our centers went even a little higher, not only mentioning what are you celebrating, but they picked a month and they were celebrating each month. They used their grant to celebrate each month all the staff. And it was great because they were doing games through these, and they improved a lot because one of their points where they needed, or their weakest points was getting along, because they had a lot of personnel who were there for a long time, and there were some new ones. So they wanted to work on that. And these helped them get the staff together and work as a family and learn to appreciate each other. So that was one of the great accomplishments that this one of the centers had. So in conclusion, we wanted to be known that the Child Care Leadership Academy has given us the opportunity to learn from each other, the opportunity to participate in this EQUEST survey, and to have a quality improvement plan, to implement it. And it's something that is not only one time, that we're going to continue to implement, so we can continue improving, because there's always room for change. There's always room for improvement. Furthermore, by being bilingual, this academy gave everyone the opportunity, especially in this culturally diverse area, to participate, the equal chance to participate. As you notice, some of us speak Spanish better, but that doesn't make us feel bad. I mean, we can still come and make give our opinion, make the comments, and somebody would translate, and that was awesome because everybody felt that they had an equal voice. That was great. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, We are very thankful to the Together for Children team, who were very supportive and knowledgeable, who share their areas of expertise with us, and who are living this legacy with us. We will always remember you, and we are so thankful to the Texas Workforce Commission for giving them this grant, because without it, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. Thank you, and please keep on bringing this program.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective. I could feel the passion. I could hear like you really needed this type of training and really empower you, but also empower your staff. So thank you all so much. I'm going to invite Belinda up, and she is going to introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, LaShonda. Oh my God, familia. My cup runneth over. Thank you so much. That is just an amazing, thank you for sharing those perspectives with us. We are going to take those home with us in our hearts, in our minds, and we're going to continue to just reflect on this amazing day. Thank you so much. It's my great pleasure to announce our next speaker. And look, this is how many notes I have. Hold on. As I said, my name is Belinda Rojas, and it's always an honor to introduce our next guest speaker, Julian Alvarez III, and we are in for a treat, I can tell you that. Julian, you are truly a visionary over there, sitting over there, and you are a visionary in every sense of the word. You're a thought leader. You are not afraid to look at a new initiative, to listen to folks, and to put these things together. And he does not take no for an answer very well. He continues to look for ways around barriers, and all on behalf of children, families, young adults, incarcerated adults that need a second chance. It's not ever a marginalized community that he doesn't advocate for. And I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but we were invited to his retirement when he retired from the Texas Workforce Commission as a commissioner there, and I'll share with you a little bit about that. But someone called him, I believe it was Commissioner Demerson, the Texas Tornado, because he would go all around our great state and really do little boot tours, I think he called them, and really listening to communities to see what programs they needed and how he could serve them. And he has a true servant heart. His work is so prolific. But perhaps the most notable award, in my view, is that he was a 2022 T4C Texas childhood champion. And that's on his resume. I saw it on your resume. Thank you for acknowledging us. So Julian, we're so grateful that you continue to lend your voice to support early childhood. And thank you for always making time to join us. You are so busy. And this, I think, is your 8th symposium. So now please join me in welcoming a true rising star and a valley native that we all get to call Amigo.
All right, so I'm going to stand to the side because the podium's taller than I am. And you guys are going to say, I heard him, but I never saw him. So it is an honor. This is my 8th time. So I was a commissioner for 7 years. And one of the hardest things that I had to do, seriously, was on Thanksgiving 2022, I had to tell Governor Abbott that I was no longer going to serve as commissioner because I was up for another 6-year appointment. So I wanted to step down, spend some time with my dad. He's 82 years old. Little did I know that his girlfriend was 54, so he was in good hands. I was away from home way too long. But I will tell you, so I appreciate Together for Children allowing me to be here. Somebody asked me, I can't believe you're going to go all the way to Laredo for 15 minutes. And I said, no, it's more than that. I mean, I'm just so passionate about childcare. And you guys have changed my life. Quality childcare has changed my life. Not only the way I see you all, but the way I have now in my professional career. And I'll give you an example of what I'm doing now in my professional career, how we are now working together. So let me tell you a couple of funny things. So one, somebody thought I was Commissioner Demerson at my table. So I said, I think that lady needs to get glasses. You all know who Commissioner Demerson is. And I texted him earlier to tell him that, hey, somebody's got us confused here. But the other thing is, does my cape say kick me? Because everybody else has something real nice, and I don't know what mine says. But again, thank you for all the things that you've done. So in 2022, when I decided to step down, there was a gentleman, the chairman of my board, runs banks. And we have interests in hospitals, and we have interests in construction. And one of the things he told me back in 2019 is, whenever you decide that you want to step down, I want to hire you. And I said, I know nothing about banking. He goes, but what I want you to do is I want you to instill and incorporate the things that you've learned at the Texas Workforce Commission and apply them to the people of South Texas. The poor people, the people that are used to subsidized childcare, the people that need it the most. So I have a chairman of the board who's very, very interested in what we do for the future. Matter of fact, just yesterday I got off the phone with Dr. Jose Hernandez. Does anybody know who that is? Dr. Jose Hernandez? Well, he's the astronaut that went to, remember, he's the first Hispanic astronaut. Now you know, yeah. Now we know who's got Netflix and who still doesn't. But yesterday we spoke and we're finalizing an opportunity for him to be in South Texas. So if anybody's down there in South Texas and you have children a little bit older, they would probably gain something from a conversation he's going to have with all the high school kids. We're bringing him down for that. So we'll let Belinda and of course Kathy and everybody know, Cindy know that if you guys are interested and the kids are old enough to go, we'd love to have you there. But he's going to take place in McAllen. But what I wanted to share with you is just yesterday, I had a gentleman who was interested in quality childcare, and he runs a VTX broadband service. Look, many of employers have come up to me and said, man, you guys did so much for childcare, and I just don't understand it. That's the problem, individuals. I mean, that's the problem, everyone, that people just don't understand the quality childcare that's available to them. They still think of, and I remember when I said this to Belinda the first time, that you were just a daycare center. Oh my God, when I said that, it was like I said the F word in the room, let me tell you. I will never forget that. She really got on me, and she goes, no, it's quality childcare. And then I learned about Texas Rising Star. And then I started learning about the tranches of money that were being allocated for this great state of ours for programs similar to what we're doing here today. And I was always pushing for quality and leadership in those programs because I didn't know. But I ask that those individuals that need that training, that you take your time to explain to them what you're learning in these classes, these programs, because they just don't know what they don't know. And so it took me a while. I mean, look, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning. But let me tell you, one of the hardest things that I had to do in my professional career was to step down as a commissioner, because what I didn't want to do was I didn't want to leave you all alone. But I haven't. Because now I'm doing the same thing that I was doing at the Texas Workforce, but I'm doing it in the Valley. For example, with Frank Almaraz. Some of you work with Frank. Great guy. Frank is doing things that we've never done before. When the money was being allocated for actually allowing industries to actually provide quality child care at their place of business, who else was doing that around the country? We were. Why do you think that during the pandemic we were able to bring 70 great companies to this great state of ours? Because we learned that a lot of folks needed quality child care. And so with folks like Reagan Miller and folks like my fellow commissioners, and especially our workforce boards, we were able to provide quality child care in a place of business. That had never happened before. Never. Think about it. Why do we continue to be number one around the country for doing business? We take pride in that, but it starts early. You heard earlier, go ahead, I'm ready. Somebody's playing my song. Just recently, within the last 4 weeks, I was appointed by Commissioner Murat to serve on the La Jolla School Board. Let me tell you, that was tough. Can you imagine that we had to go into the state of Texas because of student outcomes? Student outcomes. They were still well, but it was those in leadership roles, and unfortunately there were some issues. So people like me, who was an educator, they failed to mention that, but I'm an educator by trade, but people like me had to go in, and the only way that I could be prepared, the only way I could be prepared to lead a school district of 26,000 students was because of the training that I had received by listening to you all. And by listening and to going to the providers and to going to sessions like this and leadership programs. That's what prepared me. I was ready to do it. Who would have thought a guy like me, who was working in government forever, was prepared to run a school of 26 or 20,000 students? But I am. And the first place I was looking at was quality child care. Now, during the session, I don't know if you know this, but I was asked to testify on providing your workers, those that work for you, an opportunity to receive some of that funding for pay raises. Were you all aware of that? Were you aware of that? Because what I said is, we have TEA. We have teachers, some of the finest teachers in our school districts, right? Some of the finest teachers in our schools work for you too. So we continue to advocate that the people that work for us are teachers. We say that all the time. I've never said that, oh, that's just a lady that's working part-time at the provider with the child care center. No. I said, that's a teacher. To this day, I still say that. So why not advocate for pay raises and paying them more? And that's what we did. There are many people out there that are out there advocating for you, the interest of what you all do. I'm not a very emotional guy, but I will tell you that one incident that took place while I was a commissioner, you heard from Belinda that I used to be in labor, and one of the passions that I have, and Phyllis, you know this, is I love working for people that have been formerly incarcerated. The only difference between those people is that they got caught, and they're in jail. It usually gets a laugh, but I guess you guys were serious. Remember we were partying and get caught, oh, we're going to go to jail? Don't get serious, everyone. And I went to Lockhart Women's Prison where we were training women to be service dog handlers. Provide, to service a dog, I guess they would call them service dog handlers. They were teaching them how to eat and how to bow and to be emotional dogs. Now these women were receiving credentials while they were in there. So when they exited, they received a certification to do that. How amazing is that? And by the way, those dogs all came from our dog shelters. Those animal, those places that we all unfortunately, dogs are just put at in the cities. We took those rescue dogs, we trained them, and we gave those dogs to people with a disability or our veterans. How cool was that? And these were all women. So one day I was there and I noticed that there was a young lady, and she was crying, and she was in the infirmary, and I asked her, and I asked the nurse, I should say, why is she in here? Can you divulge that? Can you share with me why she just gave birth a couple of days ago to her baby. Now here's what really upset me. She had the baby at St. David's. While she had the baby, she had her baby daddy, not married, and her mother there. Unfortunately, when she had the baby, she had to turn the baby over to the baby daddy. She couldn't give it to her mother because he's got parental rights. And what was sad about that is she had no idea of the great work that you all were doing. She had nothing but time on her hand where she could have read the literature and said, you want quality child care? Here's the baby, I'm giving him to you, but I want you to take him to Little Rio, and these are the places where you're going to provide child care. And man, let me tell you, that hurt. And even to this day, I get chills because I couldn't believe that we, as the Texas Workforce Commission, or even those people that we work with, something as simple as being able to provide literature behind the door wasn't being done. You see what I mean? I've always thought about you. So now we've worked with the folks in the prisons, and we're doing it at Lockhart, and they have nothing but time. Why not provide your services that you all provide and put it behind closed doors or behind the bars so that these people can see what great services, so that that mother will feel comfortable when she hands over her baby and says, here's the number, call the young lady, call Together for Children or whoever you need to, and they're going to take care of our son. But the whole time that that lady was there, she worried, God, is my son going to have quality child care, or is he even going to be fed or taken care of? So that's when I said, I'll do anything for this organization. Because you guys do so much, you just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. So again, I don't want to leave on a Debbie Downer. I'll tell you a funny story. I had just become commissioner. And if you guys know Kathy, Cindy, and Belinda, they don't ask you to do something, they tell you, right? I had my office, and I had a great chief of staff, Jeanette De La Cruz. Jeanette would take a call and says, Belinda's on the line. And I would always cringe. And I was like, oh my God, she found me in Austin. Well, for those who don't know, my ex-wife was named Belinda. So I was like, oh, she found me in Austin. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I loved her. We had a great relationship. I just want to tell you, thank you for allowing me to be here. The 15 minutes or whatever time I spend here is certainly worth it. I would have driven from Houston if I had to, just to be here. I'd come anywhere. And especially when I have a supportive group like Lone Star National Bank, where right now we are thinking of things that I did while I was at the workforce. For example, hiring people with a disability. We have a young person right now that's highly functional. He's autistic. But this kid has a degree, and no one's ever given him a chance. This kid right now is one of our accountants. We got someone that comes in, and they make sure he's doing okay. We have a young man that's coming in a wheelchair. We're modifying the equipment for him, and it's not costing us a nickel because the Texas Workforce Vocational Rehabilitation Services take care of that. Ask any of our boards who are here today. Everyone deserves another chance. And all I ask, even though Belinda gave me all these accolades, all I ask is just be open-minded. If anything you've learned in this week is how to communicate, how to delegate, I love that. But the other things are, just being able to be open-minded. Try something new that you've never tried before. Try it. What harm could there be? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Phyllis, it's always a pleasure to see you. You know that. I told Phyllis that I missed her last year at the island. She wasn't there. So I missed seeing her in her bathing suit. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Everybody's so serious. I'm trying to, y'all are so serious. I feel like I'm talking to a bunch of bankers. We're supposed to be having fun. Let's continue to do it. Belinda, thank you. Where's Cindy, and of course Kathy. Thank you for all the great work you do. I am certainly honored and I'm humbled by being here today. And let me tell you, many of us, we feel like we're just doing public service, and we always feel like no one's really recognizing what we're doing, but people are. And you have folks like them who are advocating for you, but our best advocates are you all. So continue doing the great work. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Congratulations to each of the graduates from Lower Rio, Middle Rio, and South Texas for your participation and completion of this Leadership Academy. The management skills learned during this academy will have a positive impact on your organization and increase opportunities for want to acknowledge and thank instructors, workforce staff, and family members and friends who have helped you get here today. Also, big thank you to the TWC Child Care and Early Learning Directors and staff, the Pyros Foundation, and Together for Children for their efforts and support. Again, congratulations, and I wish you the best.